gone. The 45-year drought is over. The Los Angeles Kings are indeed the kings of the National Hockey League. They are the 2012 Stanley Cup champions.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another post-game live here on Dime Dropper for the 2025-26 season, live from Los Angeles. As always, before we get started, make sure you subscribe on YouTube for all things LA sports, LA basketball, and of course, if you're a Clipper fan, the place to be. We've got a couple games to talk about tonight. The Clippers playing against the New Orleans Pelicans at Intuit Dome. I was not able to be at the game because we had an AAU tournament, and thankfully, our 14U team came out with a dub. So, and obviously it's just always a pleasure to coach. By the way, if you are in the chat, super chats are turned on. If you want to drop $1 or a dime, any donation is appreciated. And of course, if you're a member of this channel, you're entitled to a weekly members only live where you can ask me any question you want. You can jump on stage and talk to me or talk shit, whatever you want to say. And of course, you'll be entitled to a member giveaway, one for Clipper fans, one for Laker fans at 25 and 50 members. And you can skip the line at games. If I am at the game and doing interviews, you can skip that line. So, and on those members only lives, you can literally, you can request footage of any player from any era. Well, not any era, but the last 20 years. But again, you can explore other eras as well. So in this episode or in this live, and by the way, I just want to wonder, or I'm just wondering, so you can tell me in the comments, what's up with the vlogs not getting that many views lately? Is there something you guys want me to do differently? Maybe, I don't know, give me some suggestions, because the last one only has 400 views. We have another one at around 809. Then another one, the recent one, the Nuggets one, was one of the best ones of the season. Still hasn't even hit 1,000. And last year we hit 1,000 on every single one. Now, granted, it was our first year into it, but let me know if I need to do something different. You let me know. Now, let's talk about the Magic game real quick before we talk about the Pels. The Magic game was an interesting one because Kawhi was amazing. Benedict Mathurin had a good chance to win the game at the end, but man, we just don't have much shot creation and shot making outside of Kawhi and to some degree Ben Mathurin. Derrick Jones Jr., that was the game where he just could not hit at all. And I mean, you can't argue with the look that Mathurin got at the end of that game, but wasn't able to knock it down. We lost that game 111 to 109. And we only scored 20 points in the fourth quarter, shot 5 for 23 from deep. And that's been a little bit of a theme for us lately until tonight. So I went to the Minnesota game. Check out that vlog on the channel. It was the third straight loss, and all of them were very narrow losses. And by the way, if you're on Twitter right now, come to YouTube. I'm deleting the Twitter portion of the video. Come to YouTube. That is where I make my money. So basically, tonight, New Orleans, as I said, I wasn't at the game, but we got good news. Kawhi Leonard and John Collins returning into the lineup after not playing against the Timberwolves. John Collins also did not play against the Magic. So it was really good to get them back. And then on top of that, we get the news that Darius Garland is going to come back tomorrow against the Warriors. That is amazing. So we're going to talk about that later. But this game was an offensive masterclass. You know, it's when you play against a team like New Orleans, who's so shorthanded, no Zion, and they've just been in the gutter, you got to stomp on their necks and take the opportunity when you're struggling. I mean, we're not even really struggling. We've played 3 tough games, and you know, we basically didn't have Kawhi for 2 of them because one of them he had to leave late in the game against the Lakers. We just needed to get a win, you know, to snap out of the losing streak, and we did that. Although it got a little closer than expected. You know, we went up by 18 in the first half, and then they cut it to 1 in the third quarter. We did a great job of just punching back, and they didn't have another run after that. So 137 to 117 is the final. We had our highest scoring first quarter of the season in the first one. In this one. Season high in points for the first quarter, 43 points. And it was John Collins getting the party started with 3 dunks early on in the game. 1 putback, 1 reverse, and he looked like he wanted to dunk every single chance he got. Like, it was like, okay. I love the way he returned. He was like, I'm back, and he wanted to show everybody that he was back. As far as Kawhi, I mean, it all kind of starts with him. You know, him being aggressive, him trying to get his own shot, him getting 2 feet in the paint. And not only was John Collins dunking, he was hitting threes. And we are a team that has been in a real cold spell from 3. You know, in the beginning of the season, we were shooting horribly from 3. Then we started shooting a lot better. And then the last couple of games, you know, kind of post Harden trade, really, we have been shooting like shit, and we've been not really been getting many threes off. In this game, 17 for 36 from 3. We were due, and we got a big 3-point shooting night. 54% from the field, 47% from 3, 17 for 36. One more, we would have been 50%. And 24 for 29 at the line, which is good for 83%. They shot 45% from the field, which is 9% less than we did, and 11% less from 3. They shot 36%. Free throws, we actually had the same percentage at 83, but we won those shooting categories, and we should win this game. You know, they didn't have Jordan Poole or Zion. Jeremiah Fears, though, very impressive game from him. 28 points on 10 for 15 shooting and 5 for 6 from 3. I've seen a lot of box scores this season where Jeremiah Fears does not shoot well. He's shooting 42, 31 and a half, 79 splits this season. He had the most points that he's had in a half of his entire career in that first half with 18. Remember, Jeremiah Fears is the 7th pick in this past year's draft. Very talented player. I think he has potential for sure. We were letting him get way too hot. You know, even though we scored 76 points in the first half, we allowed 70, and we honestly had it under control till the last couple of minutes of the second quarter where they were starting to hit shots, and we just kind of let them back in the game. They hit some tough shots, but it was also just a little bit of complacency. But it wasn't just John Collins that was getting going and knocking down threes. Derrick Jones Jr. was amazing. In the first quarter, he had 9 points. Chris Dunn had 7. And when those guys are scoring like that, we're going to be A-okay, even with Benedict Mathurin struggling for a second straight game from the field. Derrick Jones Jr. and John Collins, when they start together, it gives us a different element, like a transition element. You know, when we are able to get stops, we can get out and run. And, you know, Brook Lopez and Kawhi might not really want to get out and run like that, but Chris Dunn, John Collins, and what's his name? Derrick Jones Jr., they're ready to get out there and go. And Derrick Jones Jr. in the open floor is lethal. And he was showing that again tonight. And we were getting stops in that first quarter. We were able to just get out and run, get some easy buckets in transition before they could get set. And boom, we were up 18-8 in no time. And then 28-12 after Kawhi got a dunk. I liked how Kawhi was looking to dunk. He had a couple of impressive ones in this one. But yeah, that was that first quarter. Then the second quarter, Jordan Miller comes in, and he was just getting into the paint over and over again all game long. I mean, his craftiness with his playing off one leg, you know, is pretty impressive in the paint. He's very strong with the ball. He had a nice little spin move into a step back tonight. That would have definitely been a travel 15 plus years ago. But hey, we'll take it. You know, Jordan, he's been in he had like a really good spell where he was scoring in double figures every game. Then he had a couple of games where he didn't score in double figures, and now he's back to being a bucket again. So I was worried that maybe Ben Mathurin coming into the team was going to limit Jordan Miller, and that was not the case. He was exceptional in this game with 19 points in it on 5 for 6 shooting, made his only 3, and it was a contested 3 in the corner, and was 8 for 11 from the free throw line, shot more free throws than anyone in the game. It was just, he has a very uncanny ability to get to the line. You know, he has that low pickup where it's like very Harden-esque, where he brings it down and everybody thinks they can slap the ball and get it from him, but he's very strong with the ball and usually finds a way to get it up. So, yeah, great stuff from Jordan Miller. Pelicans outscored us 38-33 in the second. That's a whole lot of points. And then in the third quarter, they were able to cut it down to 1, but then Brook Lopez hit a 3 and DJ got out and dunked. And then Brook Lopez continued to hit threes. Because in this game, Kawhi Leonard was getting doubled a lot, whether it be in isolation or in the pick and roll. And you put different guys like Yannick and even Brook Lopez in those short roll situations. And Brook Lopez was able to get a lot of open threes and he actually hit. And we've been begging for Brook Lopez to start knocking down threes at a more consistent clip. And in this game, we got exactly that, which was huge for us to kind of push the lead back. And Kawhi just continued to be aggressive. And, right now when Kawhi's playing, it doesn't really feel like we're going to lose games. I'm going to be honest. That Laker game, I feel like if Kawhi had closed that game, we could have won it. The Orlando game, credit to Orlando. Kawhi made a lot of the right plays. We just didn't get enough help that game. But Orlando's not a slouch. I really feel like right now, even before DG comes back tomorrow, I still feel like we have a puncher's chance in every single game that we play because of how well Kawhi Leonard is really playing since December. It's since we've, turned it around. He's just been top five. One of his, if not his best regular season stretch as a Clipper. I mean, definitely from a scoring perspective. But we outscored the Pelicans 31-24 in the third, and then finished the job by outscoring them 30-23 in the fourth, and cruised to a win in a spectacular offensive showing from us, winning 137-117 to advance to 28-31 through 59 games and one step closer to 100. Our previous high this season, 133 points against the Dallas Mavericks. We set a season high tonight, 137 points against this Pelicans ball club. And we did it shooting a very good percentage on the floor, as you would expect when you score that many points. We led the entire game. We outscored them in the points in the paint department. We outscored them in the fast break points department. We took better care of the ball. We only turned the ball over 9 times. They turned the ball over 17 times. I mean, we had more steals than them. We got them in just about every category. So the Clips, your Clips, our Clips, my Clips, getting a solid win. And we're 15-13 at Intuit now. So I've missed officially 10 games. I have to go to, I think I can only miss one more game, and then I can get, like, the most I can get to is 30. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to not miss another game. Like, I'll probably miss 2 more games, I think. But we'll see. I'll be there on Wednesday. We'll see. I think I'll be there on Wednesday. Let's talk about the lines before we get into the Garland news. Let's start with New Orleans. By the way, super chats are turned on. If you want to drop $1 or a dime, any donation is appreciated for your boy. Anyway, let's look at the Pelicans first. For the Pels, they had Bryce McGowan's played 26 minutes, had 6 points on 2 for 5 shooting. Jeremiah Fears also played 26 minutes, and he had 28 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 turnovers in those 26 minutes. So he had 28 points in 26 minutes. So he was their leading scorer. Yves Missy had 9 points, 8 rebounds. I actually like Yves Missy on 3 for 7 shooting, but he was 3 for 6 on the foul line. He had 3 of their 5 free throw misses. Karlo Matkovic had 4 points, 5 boards, and 3 dimes on 0 for 2 shooting. All his points came from the free throw line. Both his shot attempts were threes. Derek Queen, been one of the most impressive rookies so far this season. A big man that can really pass and make plays out of the high post. He's averaging 12, 7, and 4 so far in his rookie season. Coming off the bench for DeAndre Jordan for God knows what reason other than maybe the tank. Derek Queen, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 dimes, 2 steals on a block, 3 turnovers on 6 for 13 shooting, missed his only 3, and made all 7 of his free throws. They got 47 points from their bench between 2 guys, 66 points from their bench overall. So more points on their bench than their starters. 11 minutes for the Clipper legend DeAndre Jordan, who started in this game and had 2 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, and a turnover in 11 minutes. And then DeJounte Murray, who's returned from injury, happy to see him back on the court, actually looked pretty good out there. 17 points, 5 boards, 5 dimes, 1 steal, and 2 turnovers in 22 minutes for DeJounte. Thought he was pretty impressive in his time. Sadiq Bey, 14 points, 6 boards, 2 dimes, no turnovers on 5 for 12 shooting, 2 for 5 from downtown, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. So all 5 of their free throw misses came from 2 guys, Sadiq Bey and Yves Missy. Herb Jones, he's been out a lot this season as well. He had 2 points, 4 boards on 1 for 6 shooting and missed all 3 of his threes. And then Trey Murphy, who's lit us up in the past, look no further than that game in 2023, the vlog I have. That was the game where Kawhi mysteriously left the game with a facial contusion. And then, Trey Murphy, 16 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 turnovers on 6 for 15 shooting and 4 for 10 from 3. He had 4 of their 12 threes. And now for the Clips. So here's my thing with New Orleans. When Zion plays, it seems like they compete in games. But when he doesn't play, they're a joke. And Jordan Poole's been like absolutely pathetic this season, in my opinion, just for the expectation that I have of him. 14 points a game and 3 assists on 37, 34, 88 splits is just ridiculous. The mighty have fallen. Now let's read the lines for your LA Clippers. Speaking of which, where's Eric Smith been? I'm a little bit worried. What's going on? It's been a little bit. Is he on just like a nice break for a couple of weeks? I don't know, but Clipper games are always better with Eric frickin' Smith. Now, Kobe Sanders did not play in this game. So again, it feels like when the rotation, and especially now with Garland coming back into the mix tomorrow, when we have Kawhi, JC, DJ, KD, Brooke, Nico, Giannis, Jordan, Benedict, Mathurin healthy, Kobe Sanders is the odd man out. And I wonder if there's going to be any other odd man out now that Garland's coming back. In this game, we played a 9-man rotation. So Kobe Sanders would be, I guess we'd keep everybody and play 10-man rotation, I think, and then we'll see by the playoffs. But Nico Batum, it was nice to see him hit some threes. We really needed that after that rough ending he had to the Minnesota game. 9 points, 3 boards, 4 assists on 3 for 5 shooting, and all his shots were threes. It was a very solid game from Nico. And just him knocking out a couple threes really opens up our offense because Kawhi is creating so much space right now. He's attracting so much attention right now. You know, if guys can just knock down shots, he's going to get easy assists. Chris Dunn only played 22 minutes and started, and I thought he was great. 9 points, 7 of which came in the first quarter, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a turnover on 4 for 5 shooting, 1 for 2 from 3. I mean, 80% from the field, 50 from 3, doing a little bit of everything, playing good defense. He's just been Mr. Reliable for the Clippers this season in terms of always being there, always giving 100%, and not just this season, last season. You know, shout out Chris Dunn, man. And then how about the return actually, let's talk about Giannis real quick. Thought we had some good Giannis minutes. I think he's getting used to the timing, his contests and block attempts at the NBA level, because, you know, these guys will shock you with, they'll release the ball a step earlier than you think that they will. Or they'll get it right up high enough off the glass that it's over your outstretched fingertip. You know, these guys in the NBA are serious finishers. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for Giannis to get better with his timing of blocks. And it happened with Zoo too. You know, he got better over time. And Giannis, I think, is learning, you know, when guys are going to go up, when he should jump, when he shouldn't, all that kind of stuff. But you saw some nice short roll stuff. There was a beautiful spin move Giannis had on the short roll at one point, and I think he had an and one on it. He had 7 points and 6 boards and 1 block. No turnovers this game. No moving screens, which I was happy about. On 2 for 3 shooting and made all 3 of his free throws. He was a plus 10 in his minutes. Again, I'm just happy to see Giannis get more of an opportunity. And I love Zubats to death, but part of the silver lining of getting rid of him was getting Giannis playing at this kind of a consistency in terms of his minutes in the rotation. And I've absolutely enjoyed every minute of what I'm seeing. And I'm a big believer of Giannis. And then we have, by the way, I'm exhausted if you can't tell. Like, it's just, I've been barely sleeping. I don't know how I'm going to do Locked On tonight. I think maybe I should just do it tomorrow morning when I'm fresher. And, you know, with my live, I can, just get on here and talk, ramble to you guys. Let me know, though, if you're a new listener, man, what can I do better? You know, we can look at some clips in a second, too, if you want. Sometimes I do that. A little film. Okay, let's talk about John Collins. What a return. You know, he actually ended up not shooting too great. 5 for 14 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. It felt like he made more threes than that, but he made all 4 of his free throws. He had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He had that nice deflection that led to that Kawhi behind the back on the fast break. That was beautiful in the first half. He did turn the ball over twice, but he was a plus 20. And I just loved how aggressive he was trying to dunk everything. I mean, it was like, man, this reminds you how important John Collins can be to this team. And then Benedict Mathurin. 2 straight not so great games for Ben. I think these have been his 2 worst games as a Clipper. I think he's got to make quicker decisions. He's got to attack the basket more. He's doing a lot of dribbling and pulling up, and it's not really going in. His jumper's it's very inconsistent. He really does. I can see totally why Rick Carlisle made him a 6th man, because he has a 6th man kind of game. Comes in, gets buckets. The one thing I will say, though, is his defense is better than the average, like, your Jamal Crawford, your Lou Williams, those guys, Jordan Clarkson's. Like, he had that nice block from behind and help tonight. He has worked hard defensively. He's been playing really hard, and I think he still helped tonight in the sense that he's a ball handler, and we need that. I'm not saying he had a great game, but he was a plus 16 for a reason. He didn't hurt us in that way. He had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 turnover on 4 for 13 shooting. Again, 0 for 3 from deep. He's in a bit of a shooting slump right now. It is what it is. I think he'll snap out of it. The main thing is he is continuing to impact the game in positive ways, even when he's not hitting shots. I just think he can be smarter about the way he goes about it. Going like he gets to the free throw line. And granted, there were a lot of times that they fouled him and they did not call it tonight. But he gets to the paint. He gets to the free throw line a good amount. He needs to just continue to get downhill. I think he's a much better finisher than he is a contested pull-up shooter. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so Benny, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 turnover on 4 for 13 shooting and 0 for 3 from deep and 1 for 2 from the foul line. And then you have Brook Lopez, who I thought was fantastic. And he really just has been playing very well since we've been on this 22 and 10 stretch. You know what I mean? 16 points for Brook, 7 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover on 6 for 9 shooting and 4 for 6 from 3. 66 splits. Great night from Brook Lopez. Then DJ. It's just such a great feeling to have DJ back. 17 points, 2 rebounds, no turnovers on 6 for 9 shooting and 3 for 4 from 3 and made both his free throws. When the guy's making threes and he's finishing in transition and doing all the high flying stuff that he does, he's one of the best role players in basketball. Solid defender. It's great to have him back. And then Kawhi Leonard, just another night at the office, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 5 dimes, a steal, 2 turnovers on 8 for 18 shooting. Did not shoot well from 3, funny enough. 1 for 7 and 6 for 7 from the free throw line. So Kawhi's kind of been in a little bit of a 3-point slump lately, but I think he'll be fine. 23 points in 29 minutes. He was a game high plus 25. He's just playing like one of the best players in the world. Another 20-plus point game, by the way. He's now second in our franchise's history when consecutive 20-plus point games. Jordan Miller. He's going to be my player of the game tonight. Played 32 minutes. Had 19 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, which was a team high, 3 steals, no turnovers on 5 for 6 shooting, made his only 3 and 8 for 11 from the free throw line. Got 2 feet in the paint, made some tough shots, found guys for open shots, and was active in the passing lanes. 137 to 117 is the final. Your LA Clippers come out on top. Solid win. And we got a back-to-back against the Warriors tomorrow, which, Steph Curry's out. Jimmy Butler is out. I would hope we can get a win, but I'm not sure if Kawhi is going to play. I mean, he only played 29 minutes tonight, so I'm hoping that he can play. Let's see some of the plays. And by the way, that's going to end the audio portion of this part of the episode. We're going to still talk about Darius Garland in a second. But first, I want to look at some plays from tonight's game, just to visualize it, just to look at it. But hey, wait, what? According to Eric Smith's LinkedIn, he's doing PA for March Madness. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's pull up these clips real quick. Let's go with, what do I want to see? Guess we'll go a little Jordan Miller made shots. Let's check out Jordan Miller's made shots. Okay, you can see my screen. Everybody can see my screen. Okay.
Now it's Miller.
Spin move. That's that spin move step back. I mean, that used to be a travel, but we'll take it. Chris Dunn, drive kick. Matherin could have shot that easily, but we'll take the extra passing. Takes the contact, finishes down low. Good extra pass by Nico. Lob deflected. John Collins, right place, right time. Missed the reverse. Jordan Miller, right place, right time. Puts it back up and in. Right place, right time. Oh, coming off the screen. Drop coverage D. Keep the defender on your back. Floater. That's what you love to see because we need more guys that can create shots and pick and roll like that. And this is the 3. Quick swing by Nico. Boom. So there you have it. Jordan Miller, baby. But right now, before we talk about Darius Garland, I'm going to get some water. So give me 1 minute. If I have any mods in here, let them know. We're about to talk about Darius Garland. Okay. 1 second. Give me like 1 minute. All right. So tomorrow they're saying Darius Garland's going to come back. Wow. I am so excited about this. Like, Darius Garland is really a Clipper. It all begins tomorrow. We're really about to get him back this season. And man, we got to make a push. Like, we got to make a push to see as high as we can go in the standings, or to get as high as we can go in the standings. Hopefully get one of those, get the 8th spot and try to win that game against Phoenix or whoever it may be. But I'm hoping that I'm just interested to see how Darius Garland looks. Like, how quick does he look? I did not peep the scrimmage that Hoop Jab uploaded the other day because my man Danny, one of my members, asked that question just now. I did not, but I'm just excited to see how he looks. I bet you he'll be on a minutes restriction of some sort, which is gonna be a bummer. But I'm just excited to see him get back to hopefully being the Darius Garland that we knew from last year. We've let him take his time to get back and be ready to play, like actually ready. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I just don't know. I just don't love that it's on the second night of a back-to-back. I feel like Kawhi might not get the same leash that he might get on a normal night, but he's playing on Wednesday and I'm going. Like, we're not missing that. That is for sure. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. That's all I got to say. So good win. Got to let the good times roll. Check out my latest video, Clippers and Timberwolves. It was a good vlog. I think I was like in the 5th row. And check out the vlogs that haven't hit 1,000 views. We got to get those up to 1,000. And again, if you want to be a member of the channel, you can literally jump on stage and talk to me. Every single one of your comments will be read on live. You get entitled to the members only live. Shout out to one of my members right here, Daniel Barry. And of course, you're entitled to a giveaway, 25 member giveaway and 50 members. I got a sign ball. And for Laker fans, I got something special. By the way, for those that are wondering, like, why aren't you talking about other teams, Dime? Why aren't you talking about the Lakers? I just haven't had the time. Like, I can tell you everything up to the new year, but once we get to these last month and a half. I have not been in tune with the league, the Lakers as well. So the Laker fans, I know they've been disappointed in me. I'm trying my best, and I think I'll be better this next month. So that's all I can say. Clipper fans, though, you can still expect videos on every single game. There's only like 2 games I haven't covered all year. The Sixers game that the Harden trade news was announced, and a game at Phoenix earlier on in the season. But every other game has been touched on to some degree. Shout out to Amin Asan giving me the Canadian $5. Says Ty Lue is mistreating Kobe Sanders. He deserves rotational minutes. I mean, you can definitely argue that. I don't want to say mistreating is the wrong word. It's basketball, bro. You know, Kobe Sanders is good. He wasn't supposed to be in the rotation this year. He didn't necessarily do anything to be taken out of it, but you have tough choices to make. You know, you got Ben Mather in a trade. But anyway, appreciate you all very much. Again, if you have suggestions on how I can make the vlogs better for you guys, I will listen to them. And again, Daniel Barry, member for 3 months, says nice win by both LA teams. Yeah, again, I'm sorry to all the Laker fans. I just haven't been able to yet, but I will. I did cover like the first 20 games of the Lakers season, and then I couldn't keep up. But once I get, because here's my thing, I could just like act like I can be honest about what I haven't watched, but I don't like talking out of my ass. You know, I just don't. It's not something I do. I have to watch it to talk about it. And the Clippers, I mean, they're the only team I've consistently watched this season. Yeah, only 2 games haven't been covered on this channel. Every single other one has been touched on. So, peace out, everybody. Tomorrow night, we're definitely going to be live reacting to Darius Garland's first game. So, I'll see you then.